Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Cleveland Cavaliers have beat the Philadelphia 76ers 114-106 Wednesday night basketball. Cavaliers become 13-0, sixth NBA team in NBA history to start off a season 13-0. Also, Cleveland's first 13-game win streak since the LeBron James era in 2017. So, very impressive for the Cavaliers. Not only to just start off the season 13-0, but to win 13 games in period. Whether it's the first 13 games of the season, or it's in the middle of the season at one point, or it's at the end of the season. And it's the first time they've done this to win 13 games in a row since LeBron James has left Cleveland. And, of course, it was against the 76ers team without Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid. And I'm not trying to say that this was a meaningless win for the Cavaliers, or, this win doesn't count, because this was a good win by the Cavs, and the 76ers did fight, and they still have a really good team around those guys. Like, they can still go ahead and pull off an upset without those three guys. With the way Jared McCain played in this ballgame, them having Oubre Jr., Caleb Martin, who's a great player, having Reggie Jackson off the bench, Eric Gordon, they have a bunch of their vets and young players who could get an upset win against Cleveland. Like, Cleveland's a great team, but Philly still has good enough players in order to be competitive or to try to win the basketball game. But here's the only thing for me is, I don't understand in a back-to-back situation. I understand Philadelphia not wanting to play Paul George and Joel Embiid because you don't want those two guys to get hurt. But Philadelphia, at this point, you're 2-8 going into this matchup. You cannot afford to be giving these guys nights off. I'd get it if Philadelphia if you reverse their record, if they're 8-2 on the season and not 2-8. All right, yeah, give the two of them or one of them the night off on a back-to-back with both of them having a lot of injury history. That I understand. But you're 2-8. We've always heard we want to rest this certain player, this certain star player to get them ready for the playoffs. At this point, you don't even know if there's going to be a playoffs for you guys with the way this season has been heading so far. Look, I think you can bounce back at 2-9 because we still haven't seen the three guys of Maxey and Embiid and Paul George on the court together, and maybe that will happen soon. And I think if Philly was in the Western Conference, this would be a lot more harder. But this is the Eastern Conference, and in the Eastern Conference, you got teams who have a record of 500 in the top 5, top 6 in the Eastern Conference. So it's not hard to get back in the conversation of the East. But do you want to be just a play-in team in the Eastern Conference if you're Philadelphia? You like to have higher ground. You don't want to. The point is to rest your star guys. They're not going to be rested if they have to play in the play-in. So here's what I think was stupid that Philadelphia didn't do. You had Joel Embiid and Paul George both play on a back-to-back last night against New York. I know you wanted both those guys to play in a back-to-back situation against a great team. But if you have a back-to-back where you're going up against two great teams, the Cavaliers, who are an undefeated team, and the Knicks, who have some star power with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns and the rest of their team, why not give the off night to one of Paul George or Joel Embiid against New York last night, and the other plays, and then tonight, let's just say last night you would have had Joel Embiid make his season debut, Paul George doesn't play, then tonight Paul George does play, Joel Embiid has the night off. Why in a back-to-back play both of them one night and then don't play either one of them the next night when you're playing two great teams? It should have been split. It should have been one guy plays one night and then doesn't play the other, and then with the other, plays one night as well. And I'm honestly, if Philly would have done what I said and rested Paul George last night, played him tonight, and played Joel Embiid last night and rest him tonight, then I think 76ers might have won this ballgame if they had Paul George. Not just both Paul George and Paul George and Joel Embiid, but just Paul George, I feel like Philly would have won this game, or potentially won this game, because Philly, with the guys they had in the court already, were able to compete. And the only reason it's not about the talent. I think Cleveland has great talent, but when you're a great team who's been winning and winning, and sometimes your bodies get tired and you drop one. And that almost happened tonight with a 76ers team that didn't have Paul George and Joel Embiid. I'm interested to see how long Cleveland can keep this up. They have Chicago next. I feel like that's a W. After that, Charlotte, I feel like that's another W right there. And I feel like they start off the season 15-0, which is or would be amazing. And then, I mean, after that, you have Boston. I think that's your challenger to take your first loss. And that will be an interesting one against Boston in about a week. So we'll see how long this thing keeps going for Cleveland. But it was a great night for Cleveland tonight. Darius Garland, 25 points. Mitchell, pretty impressive, was so close to triple-double. He had 23 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. His final 11 points came in the last 3 minutes of the ball game. He was incredible at the end of the game, but he was great all game. 9 for 21, 5 for 13 from three. Jared Allen had 11 points and 12 rebounds, a double-double for him. Evan Mobley had 14.7 rebounds. Bench unit did their thing. Dean Wade, 6 points. Niang, former Sixer, 8 points. Karis LeVert, 7 points. Ty Jerome, 8 points. Craig Boyd Jr., 3 points. So as a bench as a whole was really good as always. And then it was just a good win for Cleveland to start off the season 13-0. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.